With week 1 of free agency over, the Edmonton Oilers are not done yet. We have many reports of a potential Evander Kane trade to free up cap space and help sign a few more people to help this team, as well as a new partner for Darnell Nurse on defense. With Jeff Jackson still at the helm of this team right now, he is ready to go and he is cooking. So we can only expect more coming from this team to help them get to the promised land and not have a repeat of last season. So I'm going to be talking about all of that and more in this video. Before we get into it though, we noticed that 92% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. Looking for a spot to get all of your Edmonton Oilers news, you're in the right spot. Hit the sub button. Join us as we cover everything that this team has to offer in the very busy upcoming rest of the off season. But we have some pretty important news here as well, as this video is sponsored by Rentals.ca, who are proud supporters of Team Canada. While they've been supporting our national team defend their home court heading into the Olympics, they've also been helping thousands of Canadians find their home floor all across the country. Whether you're in Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, Calgary, Halifax, Mississauga, Edmonton, Victoria, or St. John's, from coast to coast, Rentals.ca has a ton of options to find the perfect place and price for you. Their website is clean and easy to use, and you can pinpoint exactly on the map where you want to move, finding all the options in your area. Find your home court with Rentals.ca. Check out their website in the description and the pinned comment. And, shout out to Rentals.ca for supporting our channel, Team Canada, and you guys for finding the best rentals across the country. But let's get straight into our first topic. And once again, another thank you to Rentals.ca, as we have some pretty big rumors here of the Oilers could be searching for an Evander Kane trade. And this is one that we've been speculating for a little while now, with especially Kane's playoff performance and whatnot, being scratched in the playoffs, cap and everything. The whole situation that is going on right now, Evander Kane is pretty much at the center of it. And this is what we have to start off with here. I will pull this up on the bigger one, just to make it easier for you to read. The Oilers are clearing cap space for big contracts, and both of these topics today come from The Athletic as well. So some pretty important news here, some pretty credible sources. We're starting off, in surprise deal between the Oilers and Sabres sent star Matthew Savoy to the Oilers. It is clear that the hockey operations CEO and intern general manager Jeff Jackson is looking to clear some cap space by trading expendable players. The Oilers valued what McLeod brought to the team, but with a cap hit of $2.1 million, they have too much center depth to pay the fourth line center that too much. Moving forward, the Oilers need to solve the contract situation for Leon Draisaitl, a very big situation that's going to be happening soon, and they will need every dollar to do that. Evan Bouchard is in the conversation too, but he's an RFA upon contract expiry, so they can put that on the back burner for now, as well as Evan Bouchard. Just don't want to discuss that right now, what he came out in an earlier statement. But along with moving McLeod, the Oilers seem to be exploring the idea of moving on from Evander Kane. But with a full no-move clause, this presents a challenge. The Oilers have done a great job in getting low-cost, high-impact players under contract for the upcoming season, including newly acquired Jeff Skinner and Victor Arvidsson, two incredible, additions to this team that will help out a lot. And that's going to be, as I said, a very big addition, so they can move out with some depth. So we have the idea that Evander Kane was a good addition once coming back to this team, and we have to, put that into consideration. This is going to be a different team going into next season. And Evander Kane moving on from this team would really help. As much as some people like the way he plays, he really doesn't have a spot on this team. But it's also, this is another very, very big factor for this upcoming season, is that the Puckpedia team is over. The team is over the marginal cap with Kane on the roster, but RFA's Dylan Holloway and Philip Broberg must be signed, and that will extend the overage about $3 million. And that means putting Kane on LTIR or another trade. A less attractive option would be running the 20 players, issuing a full 23-player roster. So really, to me, this means all signs are pointing towards an Evander Kane trade. And it's, as they said here, it's going to be a difficult one to do, or on the previous one, sorry. It's going to be difficult to do, especially with, the contract, people wanting him. His history seems to be cleared up a bit now, but we know there's a few things about him that really were unappetizing to many teams. But from what we know, from what we've seen, this could be a very, very big move for the Edmonton Oilers, to getting rid of him, as well as whatever they do not in return necessarily, but whatever they do following that. Because we know that those two RFAs are available, Broberg and Holloway, that need to be signed to the Oilers. Trying to get that done, need to get that done, and Evander Kane being moved would be the first step in that process. But we head over to the stats that we have here for Evander Kane. 77 games, 44 points. Not a bad year, but, that playoff situation where he scratched a few games really wasn't what you wanted to see for a guy like Evander Kane. Has more of an impact that he would certain teams, but it just wasn't it for the Oilers. So, whether or not it's a team we expect, a team that comes out of nowhere, or what they end up doing with them, obviously it's going to be difficult to trade him. The LTIR is going to be an option. The Oilers need to do something, and I think that's number one on their table right now, number one on their chart. Whatever's going to happen, something has to happen soon. Right now we have really no teams in mind. Nothing has been outed of teams trying to get into talks, but the Oilers need to do something, whether it's a cap dump, whether it's give up a pick to get him. I think that they will be willing to do that. So let me know what you think about Evander Kane in the comments below. It's definitely an interesting situation to think about going into it. But let's head into our second topic here, which is once again another very, very big one. And the Edmonton Oilers, could be searching for a new partner for Darnell Nurse. And this is one that a lot of people have kind of been discussing, thinking about recently, is that he's been struggling, and that was no doubt, especially this season and these playoffs especially. Kind of those notorious playoffs and one of the most notable bad playoff performances in recent history. This is going to be a big point of consideration, too, for the Edmonton Oilers in this offseason of what they want to do. Whether it's starting with the Evander Kane trade, getting some caps, signing some RFAs or UFAs or whatnot, something has to be done. I think a lot of Oilers fans want to get this figured out before it becomes too late. So this is what we have first here. Also, from this exact same Athletic article, Darnell Nurse's defensive partner needs to be solved. One of the issues that previous management and coaches have wrestled with for years is an adequate defensive partner for Darnell Nurse. Over the last 3 seasons, a look at the most common partners shows mixed results. And in this continuation of the article, kind of shows a little chart discussing the the advanced analytics, advanced stats. A lot of stuff that don't really matter too much, from that. We noticed over these past few seasons, hasn't been ideal for a Darnell Nurse partner, but there are options that we're going to have to go through. And right now, I'm going to pull up this right away, and this is what I wanted to pull up and kind of give our thoughts about. And this is the free agent defensemen who are currently available. I do apologize, this is pretty small. I tried to fit as many as I could on here, but we know it's not going to be a left-handed defenseman. Right-handed defensemen are very rare to come by in the NHL that are solid. But there's one here on this list, or there's many, but one to me, which I really like. And we know Darnell Nurse kind of suits well with a puck-moving defenseman. And this could be a perfect spot for Adam Boqvist. Bought out by the team, youngest to be bought out, and could be a very interesting addition to this team, whether or not he does end up signing. If he does end up signing, if the Oilers are even considering him right now, instead of trying to solve this Evander Kane situation. But from the stats, he's had a very interesting career so far, all with the Columbus Blue Jackets or Chicago Blackhawks. We know those two teams haven't been great in recent years, but the points he put up on defense with the limited games he's played in his career could really be a hidden star in this little murky water of Chicago and Columbus, I guess we could say. Putting him with the right players, the right team, the right system could absolutely unlock him. Seen in his previous years, especially with the London Knights and the OHL, is why he was drafted 8th overall. 13 points in 11 playoff games, and 60 points in 54 games played in the regular season. But even transiting to the NHL, he's been kind of on a pretty good pace in points and games played. Defense isn't his strong suit, but he certainly is not a bad defender. And I would be interested to see what this could turn into if something like this would happen. But I'll pull up this once again, the free agents, kind of give you another list of them. Pause if you want, kind of read through. A lot of differences between some of these players here. You got like an Alex Goligoski compared to an Adam Boqvist. A lot of age differences, but I think the Oilers know what they're doing. I feel like they're very confident, and they probably have a plan to do this, but not revealing anything too early, not showing their hand. So let me know what you think about these two potential moves in a Darnell Nurse, addition, and as well as an Evander Kane trade. Two big ones we've been talking about for a long time, it seems like, but still, nothing is done yet. But I want to see Jeff Jackson make another move before a new GM gets put in, or the Oilers convince him. Either way, I think we're gonna like the outcome. But that's all I got for this video. If you did enjoy, give it a like, hit the sub button. Let me know what you think about all this stuff. Pretty interesting. But I'm signing out. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.